That's true.
I think that one more thing is that Brazilians appreciate origin because they don't seem to have it.
Yes, yes.
Because of how diverse the
It's
country
too diverse
is.
from slavery
They
and
don't,
everything.
they don't have the origin.
There's no original Brazilian.
You don't like.
They don't like.
There's no like
But
original
then it's
Brazilian.
just like
They all
US.
mix. They all mix.
Yeah, it's like
It's not
US
like the
too.
US.
Yeah, it's not like US.
So when they, but then with the US, I feel like people can still trace. Brazil is more difficult to trace.
Yeah.
But so when they see that you are from an original place, like your origin can be traced, they're like, and I think that's why they appreciate Nigeria because it's almost as if every Nigeria, we're not all the same, but we have like, if you talk to a Nigerian A, and you ask him about his origin, he will tell you something.
Israel.
If you go to Nigerian B in an entirely different context, they'll give you the same feedback.
Yes.
But Brazilians have, because of their different origins, they have very. I mean, like for example, now all Nigerians like. Okay, let's not talk about food, but like all Nigerians like plantain. If a Nigerian, if you are from the east, this is who you are. It's very direct.
Yes.
If you are from the wherever else you are from, there's a similarity. But with Brazilians, it's very different. Because of that. Yeah, there's that origin that is missing. So I think that's where it will be very interesting if there could be something where because let's also talk about future solutions, like future things that can happen.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It'd be very nice to have a situation where, I mean, at this point, it's not about finding your exact origin. If you have African heritage, then you should be able to enjoy what any part of Africa offers.
Yes.
So even if you suspect that you have, for example, Nigerian heritage, if you have a Ghanaian origin that you can enjoy, then enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, we're all Africans.
We're all African.
So I think that it's very interesting to see that.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it will. But it's been,
Give us more. You've been giving us this intellectual stuff. We don't have the experience and everything. But you've been giving us this intellectual stuff with the experience. So give us.
No,
Based on the experience. Give us. Right.
No, I think that aside from that, right? Brazil is like so okay. Let me also give something very interesting. I told a friend. I mean, as we all well know, my life is about agronegócio, right? So I think I told you also that if in the next few years, if I decide, which is a dream I have, not like an immediate dream, but something I would like to just do, is to launch like an African restaurant in Brazil.
Okay.
And I was talking to a Brazilian, and I told him that if I launch a restaurant, which will be fine dining, offering luxury, not just luxury, but spectacular African cuisine. I told him that if I will not even give you African because that would be too much. Just Nigeria. I told him if you come every Sunday, I will give you a different dish every Sunday in 1 year.
Yes.
Which is 52 Sundays.
Yes.
And I told him, and he was like, no way. I
I have
told
a lot
him,
of food now. A lot of
52 Sundays,
ethnic groups.
I will give you a different meal every week, every Sunday evening. We'll create that meal and we'll give you. And he was shocked.
And you can do that for 5 years.
Yes.
You can continue.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you think it right,
Yes.
you can do it. So
There are like 500 and something ethnic groups in Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria. So I told him, see, are you aware? And I mean, it was then. So he says that. So he was very alarmed. Not alarmed in a bad way, but he was like, whoa. Then he was like, well, I mean,
You would think you're capping.
he knew I was serious because I tried to list out some dishes. Then he now said something to me. He now said that, well, you guys, when were you guys colonized? I told him. He said, okay, how long have you guys been in a country? I told him. I mean, we've been in a country since time immemorial. For the longest time. We're not a country when the British colonized us.
Yeah.
We've been a country. All right? So he now said that, well,
True.
when the
Actually,
Brazil,
lots
he now said,
before-
when the
before
Brazil starts,
Yes.
Brazil only became a country, this time and this and this and this. So it makes sense. But you see, because I feel like there is more now. You made a statement. You said Brazil is like what Nigeria would be.
The advanced.
except that they don't have the originality. So imagine that there was something like a Brazil-Nigeria fusion.
Yes. It will make sense.
Something, and for me, I don't even like to say just Nigeria because Brazilians are not only from Nigeria.
Yes.
So like a Brazil, so from
some West African.
so we're talking Nigeria, Ghana,
even the Portuguese-speaking ones,
Angola, the Sophon guys, even the East African guys, and then even giving a touch of Caribbean.
Yes.
It will be very.
And the Caribbean is originated from
yes, so it'll be very
somehow
it'll be super duper.
Somehow Africa is like almost everywhere, and Africa is like almost the origin of everything. I feel so.
Yes, actually, yes, it is
Because we've mixed.
Africa is actually the origin of everything. Actually, is.
Anything that is not white, anything that is not extreme white. I think Africa is.
If you trace colonization, colonization and technological advancement, you can trace it to Egypt.
Yes.
Because when you see the way by which the Egyptian pyramids are being built, you now think about the fact that these guys do not have the tech advancement that we have now, but they're able to erect. Look at the Tower of Babylon.
Yes,
that he almost touched. See, for them to say he almost touched heaven, it was high enough, and we know that there is almost no structure standing now that's up to that.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, so when it comes to the idea of, and that's why podcasts like this are very interesting, or YouTube videos like this, because it drives home the ideology of intercontinental collaboration. Let's collaborate. Let's do things together. Let's develop together. Let's build together. You have. I mean, you know that Brazil is the second country with the most black people in the world. After Nigeria. After Nigeria, number one. The second country with the most black people in the world is Brazil. More than and we have how many countries in Africa? So Brazil beats every country in Africa except Nigeria in having a black population.
Black population, yeah, very true.
So you see, so it means that the Africans as far as are concerned.
Yes.
And they have a very strong economy. This is something we should also mention. Brazil has the strongest economy in Latin America. They are the only country that speaks Portuguese in Latin America.
Yes.
But the entire Latin America are forced to learn Portuguese because we have people who migrate to here from Peru.
Yes.
And other Argentina,
they migrate to Brazil. That's called Portuñol. Spoken by those at the border of this.
Spanish. So it's a very interesting thing to see. And
I think it's an emerging country. Like a lot. There's a lot to enjoy.
It is.
It pains me when our Nigerian brothers think Brazil is very poor. Not knowing that the GDP of Sao Paulo is even more than 3 countries in South America combined. Just what Sao Paulo is generating.
Okay, now let's look at something, right? What if you mention Brazil in the world? Let me tell you things that will come.
It's in top 10 now.
In top 10, yes.
GDP,
yes. Yeah. If you mention Brazil, there are things that will come to mind, right? Number one. Football. So let's start from the very secular thing. Which is football. God bless you, football.
Yes.
So now football is
Are you going to play
football? Yeah. So football, then we have samba.
Yes. Samba. And samba is African.
And it's African originated, yes. So samba, I think salsa, also salsa, right? But
salsa is more Spanish.
So more Spanish. More Spanish. Okay. So then we have surgeries, BBL, plastic surgeries, yes. Then if you go into like stock market and you go into like actual you're talking about negotiation now, like business. You see agro-negotiation, agribusiness.
Yes.
Because Brazil is the largest producer
of food. Yes.
In the world.
The
third largest.
Even meat too.
Yeah, meat, yes. The largest exporter of meat in the world.
Yes.
So Brazil is the largest exporter of, not just exporter, producer. And there's a difference. You can be the largest exporter, but you're not the largest producer because you have been able to create a system where you buy. Like the Netherlands.
You refine,
and then you export. Yeah. So you're not a producer, but you have created a market where you can buy and resell. So now Brazil it's called a net producer, net exporter.
Brazil is rich.
Only after America and China. So when you look at and also they have like one of the best universities in the world for agribusiness and agriculture. So when you think about all of these things, you see that they have an in-depth potential. That we can always we have an opportunity to further look into, see how we can. And I mean, in my opinion, Brazil is like I said, an emerging market, so there's a lot of potential for a lot of things. If you are able to think well, put your head to the ground.
Yes, there's a lot of resources too. I always sense it since I came here. You know, I've never applied for any American visa before in my life. Brazil was the only visa I've applied for since I came. 2018, I applied. You know, I've gotten denied a few times and everything, and some visa didn't even go through. And I got here. I love this place. So when I tell people that I'm in Brazil, like why? They think I came here out of desperation because I feel like I applied for American visa. I was not given. I decided to choose the second option made for me. I love Brazil. I love this place. I'm willing to learn the language. Language is like barrier to a lot of people. It's a barrier to me too, but I want to learn this language.
Yes.
Okay, I love this place. This place is rich. A lot of Nigerians have been saying maybe when you talk about Brazil, you think Brazil is poor. I read a tweet on X now, not Twitter again. I read something like that. And the guy was saying, "Is it Brazil, that poor country?" And still thinking Nigeria is the giant of Africa and everything like that. The rich people in Nigeria are the politicians and a few others now. But yeah, things are affordable. Things Nigeria can't give me, Brazil is actually giving me. The cost of living is very affordable. It will be better $20. You enjoy yourself well. Even if you earn a good amount of naira, you still enjoy yourself well. You can still live well even if you earn 500,000 naira per month while you're working remotely and your company is in Nigeria. Brazil is very affordable. See, a lot of people, some of you are just like too lazy to learn a new language. And I like the fact that I'm learning Portuguese. You know, not like maybe I go to the UK. If I want to go to the UK, I'll go to the UK for flex, to go maybe for visitation in the US. But the fact that I can even speak Portuguese, you know, we going back to Nigeria now and trying to meet, you know, just like how we gossip on the train with our language, with our pidgin or with our Yoruba, you understand Yoruba too. If we go to Nigeria, we can also gossip in Portuguese because Nigerian people don't understand Portuguese. But Brazil, don't this place. Just wait. Just wait. We are trying to just get into this market.
Also, right? In all honesty, if you go to some very established systems, you find that there's money around, but there's a wide gap between the rich and the
poor. There's no middle class people.
There's no middle class again. So now you find that you can't even tap into anything because there are too many stringent bureaucracies that keep the wealth. For example, you know, if you see videos online that will tell you, oh, the UAE, you know, so talking about Dubai now, that Dubai has the vehicles that people use to flaunt, I have wealth. I use
and the plate numbers too.
The plate numbers are more
expensive than the vehicle.
Yes. So they now say things like, yes. So they now say things like the vehicles that people use, you know, as I'm rich and wealthy, you know, and all of that. It's the same kind of vehicle that is used in Dubai for cab driving.
Yes, even for delivery, for Domino pizza.
Yes. So they say, Dubai is there's money everywhere. But guess what? If you check it very well, it's not so easy to just go to Dubai and become a wealthy person.
No.
Just like that. Because there are laws that keep the wealth of the country. But with Brazil, if you run analysis all over Brazil, across Brazil now, across all the states of the country, you would find a lot of foreigners who have come to this country and have made fortune.
Yes.
So big success, huge success.
There's a lot of foreigners.
Listen what we made. You know,
I think
I feel a lot of foreigners make more money than even the Afro-Brazilians.
I don't say. The Afro-Brazilians, you know, see they're fucking up. Because foreigners are making a lot
of money.
Like a lot.
I feel some of them are still playing the racism card. There's racism everywhere, you can't dodge it.
No, so
you just have to be the tick.
So you see,
now look at the percentage of racism here comparison to United States, Europe. It's nothing, honestly. It's really nothing. Like I'm still saying, I don't.
You know,
I can't identify racism.
It can't be like those that faced their forefathers faced it.
Yeah, Nigerians in all these countries that complain about it now.
Yeah, I know.
We see their complaints on social media. Nigerians in
and somehow
now
to support them too.
Have you ever seen any Nigerian here in Brazil?
They're complaining about racism. I'm not seeing.
Have you ever seen?
But now,
social media?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Now, what I'll just say is, we're not in their shoes. We might get to a point or some doors that are meant to open to us, and they play the racism card,
Mhm.
or they become racist to us, and
Yes,
it pains
yes,
us
yes.
because we need that. Imagine trying to get a documentation done or anything that is so important to you, but just because you're black, you're not being attended to. It's pain us.
Yes,
We'll cry out loud.
Mhm.
So let's not try to think maybe
But
just because
since they've
we're
not been that cry yet, I've not seen anyone. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, I believe someone can say, okay, there are not really much Nigerians in Brazil, but nowadays,
And the
there
Nigerians,
are people talking about Brazil already,
yeah, Nigerians,
and I've not heard any comments of racism. Zero
So
comments.
let me now, you guys are right, but there's something here.
Okay.
You see, racism is a very delicate topic
Mm.
because
very delicate. Excuse me, please.
when you see like Brazilians, for example, complaining about racism, right? We need to also remember that these guys have been hearing about racism since they were little.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's true.
So now, for example, now
Mhm.
all the time you were in Nigeria, did you hear about racism?
I don't know.
So which means that
Just
you were
little
already
bit.
like, but you never faced it. You never,
Mhm.
you understand. So it means that you never had that preconceived notion, that mindset embedded in you as a result of your society or your parents telling you something. Oh, be careful, don't go out there. You know, we are blacks, they are white, they don't like us. You never had that issue.
It's true.
So now, when you have somebody, right, who from birth already has that ingrained in them, you have to be careful. You know, we are white. Don't push for too much. Don't try to get too much. Or they say things like the only way for us to make money is sports.
Mm,
You know, so because even in the US, it's the same thing. You hear things like, okay,
sports or
the
music.
only way, yeah, sports or music, entertainment basically, or sports is the only way we can break out of transgenerational poverty.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, so
Music
you have that
or
embedded in
sports.
you. So now you already have a more of a healthy mindset towards success achievement and achievement. So now when you come to a country like Brazil, even when you, no matter how glaring the racism is, there is just this reinforcement that you have. We keep pushing, don't worry.
Mm.
I will show you that value that I have.
Yes.
I will show you the value that I have. You know, and this also speaks to the idea of originality.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
When
Yes.
someone has that
You know where you're
mindset
from.
of originality, yeah, I know where I'm
Where I'm
from.
from.
You know, I know where I'm from. Don't worry. It doesn't matter the racism kind of thing because you see, again, like I said, because this is a YouTube listen, I have to be careful with my words.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So if you look across, you know, so there is even a popular country right now that has issues with Nigeria. You know, we have
Yeah.
Nigerians being killed there and things like
Mm.
that. And one of the things that you see is that they did not have what is it called now? Colonialism or freedom from the, you know, from their colonial masters until like the 90s. And so you see that they are very young when it comes to freedom. You know, so you realize that there are now some countries that don't mind serving certain countries, but other countries that look similar to them, they're like, why should I serve you? Or you know, and things like that. So it's a very, I'm just saying that it's a very, very delicate topic, you know, because you might not be able to relate until you've been because I mean you can, it's not even until anything because you can never just relate with it. It's just something that you can really, really understand. For example, now there are things that people might term as being racist that we have probably gone through. Not just in Brazil, but even outside Brazil.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're like, I don't really care now. It doesn't change me, you know. So I think that it's yeah, I think it's just something that
This topic is actually a very delicate and sensitive matter.
Yes. But actually, I would say I have actually like what you said, I've experienced Brazilian, like my friends on social media, even physically talk about racism, and then most of the things they say, I don't really like. Okay, I don't really get, you know, I don't really understand their point of
Their
view.
point, yeah.
I try to, but I really can't. 100%.
You can't relate to it because
Can't relate.
it's not part of your experience.
Mhm.
Not part of your
So yeah,
experience.
it's true.
So yeah, so it's just we in all honesty, yeah, talking about Nigeria now because we can't excuse that, we're all Nigerians here. So talking about Nigeria, there are a lot of things that we wish could be better. But one thing that we are appreciative of, you know, to God is the fact that we do not have that racism mentality is not there.
Mhm.
You understand? Because trust me, you can even be ambitious and push when you don't see any hindrances. It's easier.
Yeah, it's
Or
just
when you
easier.
see not when you don't see hindrances, when you see hindrances as being surmountable. So I see hindrances,
You know
I
you're
see
gonna
well,
overcome.
I can surmount these
Yeah.
things. But when you it's one thing, okay, your country is practically plagued like a curse with bad leadership. And
Yes.
then you cannot also still be ambitious. It's frustrating. It's what I'm there.
Yes, it's what-
You know?
My own Portuguese now, I've learned Portuguese faster because of my relationship with females, you know. Like I relate with them and make video calls, so I have to learn. And the Portuguese I know is still within the topic we talk about. If it's talking about health or whatsoever, I've not learned so much. So let's go.
Yeah. All you have to do is date
Just date a
people in
Brazilian
health, in health.
in their sector.
Yeah, sector.
Maybe I mean like my so
Just like
by
Anita.
profession.
Anita, you know Anita.
Anita.
Everyone know Anita.
Okay.
Who's Anita?
Anita is. You know Anita. Anita, the musician.
Oh, the musician. Oh,
Yes.
that popular one that did Pepsi last year. She performed with Burna Boy in the UEFA Champions League last year.
Really?
She's Brazilian. She's Brazilian, right?
She's Brazilian. She's a popular Brazilian musician.
You said the best way to learn language is to date
A Brazilian.
a native.
A native.
The
That's
native of the
it.
language.
Trust me, you will learn it.
Language.
So I don't know who I'm going to marry. Maybe a Brazilian or a Nigerian or whoever or Asian or anything. But so far so good. I've learned my Portuguese from Brazilian females. And it's been fun learning Portuguese.
It's interesting.
And I enjoyed the conversation. We drifted from what we think of Brazilian people to what we think of Brazil and everything like that.